Good morning, everyone. I'm glad to be here to talk to you about my research vehicle and help bone densitometry configuration on development of bone model density testing. In this presentation, I will divide it into 6 sections. Section 1 is introduction, section 2 is purpose, section 3 is design system, section 4 is methodology, and then test result and discussion, and the last one is conclusion. Okay, we move to section 1, introduction. Osteoporosis or thinning of the bones is an increasingly recognized health problem among the elderly population. According to global health data, the prevalence of osteoporosis is on the rise, and its impact on person health can be significant. The disease not only reduces quality of life, but also increase the risk of bone fracture, especially in the hip, spine, wrist area. This impact can lead to impaired mobility, increased healthcare costs, and even death in several cases. In response to this issue, it is imperative to mitigate through early screening. Early screening can help identify high-risk individuals so that preventive measures can be taken early. However, despite its importance, there are several obstacles in screening for osteoporosis. Currently, the gold standard of diagnosis is using dual energy X-ray absorptiometry, better known as DEXA. While this method is highly accurate, there are several obstacles that we need to overcome. First of all, the cost of implementing DEXA is quite high, making it inaccessible to large portion of the population. Also, the equipment used tends to be bulky and not easily transportable. And last but not least, there are concerns related to radiation or ionization exposure that may occur during the use of DEXA. Okay, next slide is purpose. Let's focus on the main purpose of this research. Why are we engaging in this research and what are we trying to achieve? The first step in our research objective is to consider the use of mode A ultrasonic spectroscopy method as an initial screening. Why did we choose this? Because first, this method allows for rapid and accessible screening. And then does not involve a high risk of radiation, making it safe option for initial screening. And then allows us to obtain relevant information about bone density efficiently. Next, we explore the use of PLA material for bone modeling. Why did we choose PLA and what are its advantages? PLA is moldable material, allowing us to create model with complex designs. Then the cost factor is more affordable, allowing for greater scalability and accessibility in bone modeling. Finally, we approach the goal of developing and using Holder to obtain consistent data during testing. Why is the key in our research? Holder provide stability during measurement, reducing potential variability. And then this consistency is important to ensure the data generated is reliable and accurately analyzed. And then improving the accuracy of measurement results supports the validity of the study and interpretation of results. Okay, let's continue with the third part of our presentation, the methodology. We will detail the steps taken in the development of the configuration for bone density measurement. Firstly, we will discuss the creation of bone model that form the basic of this research. This model is a visual representation of bone density made using PLA material. In this experiment, we choose to use 4 different types of infill of bone model. Infill with 30 and 50% density will represent osteoporotic bone condition, while 70% infill will represent osteopenia bone, and 90% infill will be representation of normal bone. Okay, next, we have the Holder part, which has a crucial role in achieving stability during data collection. The Holder is designed using the position adjustment method to ensure that the transducer can capture data with high precision and on the bone model. By using the position adjustment method on the Holder, we can ensure that the position of the transducer is always optimal to obtain accurate data. This is important to maintain the consistency of measurement results throughout the experiment. Okay, then is pulsar configuration. In this study, the UNORIC board was used as the pulsar, which is an open source board. The configuration of the pulsar is set using the UNORIC.py program, where the frequency value is set at 400 megahertz and time gain compensation is set at 400 millivolt. This step is important to adjust the pulse signal so that it can provide accurate information related to bone density. Using this method, we hope to provide a more affordable and widely accessible solution for bone density measurement, especially in environment that they require a more portable and efficient solution. After getting the data from the measurement, the next step is data processing. The output of the raw data is in JSON format, and we use a Python program to convert it into CSV format, which is easier to process and analyze. Okay, next slide is design system. Firstly, we will discuss the holder use. The holder has dimensions that have been carefully selected to ensure stability during measurement. The length of the holder is 20 cm, the width is 20 cm also, and the height is 18 cm. These dimensions were chosen to meet the requirement of high precision measurement. Okay, next, we move on the transducer use. The transducer is an important component in the system. We choose the Sonates EMG 2550 immersion type model transducer with a diameter of 6.35 millimeter and frequency 5 megahertz. This choice is based on the characteristic of the transducer, which can provide high resolution and accurately detect change in bone density. Okay, the last part is pulsar. To ensure the operability of the system, we need to pay attention to the pulsar use. The pulsar has an input voltage of 5 volt. Care was taken to set this input voltage to ensure that the pulsar function optimally and provides the signal needed for bone density measurement. Okay, next slide is test results. The bone model with 30, 50, and 70% density produce regression pattern with a decreasing trend on each set of the data. This can be interpreted as an indication that the method is able to provide consistent and reliable information in measuring bone density in this density range. However, when we examine the 90% density bone model, we find result with a different trend than the other bone model. The existence of a different trend in the 90% density bone model could be influenced by several factors that we need to consider. Some of the factors that might affect that result include structural difference in the bone model, the characteristic of the PLA material at higher density of level, or even the influence of the position adjustment method on the holder. Okay, next slide is conclusion. At this point, let's summarize the finding and conclusion of our research. This conclusion section is the centerpiece of presentation today. Point one is bone model development. Using PLA material and variety of infill, we successfully developed bone model that can represent normal, osteopenia, and osteoporosis condition. This gave us a solid basic for simulation and testing of bone density. Okay. Second point is holder and stable measurement. The implementation of the holder with the position adjustment method proved its effectiveness and providing stability during data collection. This results in more precise measurement results on the bone model, strengthening the quality of the data obtained. Point three is pulsar and UNORIC board configuration. Using the UNORIC board as pulsar, we were able to adjust the frequency and PDAC parameter as needed. This flexibility proved the success of the open source approach in equipment configuration, opening up opportunity for further development. Okay, the last point is data processing. The data processing process we implement converting the output from JSON to CSV format using Python. Prove the practically and ease of data analysis. This allows us to detail the measurement result in a more systematic way. Okay. Maybe enough for me. Thank you.